Hello and welcome back to Asia Now, where I share the top stories and topics from around the Philippines and Asia. My name is Alex, and in this video I'm going to tell you about two Australians and their Filipino companion found lifeless in a luxury resort, fugitive pastor Kubuloy co-accuser arrested, Court of Appeals sets a freeze and suspends Mayor Alice Guo's assets, and how much does it cost to get a birth certificate, passport, and a driver's license if you just want to pay for it? Stick around to the end of this video. I have a couple comments I want to read that I think you might find very interesting or at least informative, and it might be some questions that you might have about this channel as well. So watch that, and let's start off with the exchange rate. Before we do that, if you're new to the channel, take a second out of your day, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That really motivates me to keep making these videos and helps the channel grow as well to reach a wider audience. Right now, the exchange rate is $1 is 58.3 pesos. Our main story is about an Australian couple and their companion found lifeless in a luxury resort. The family of two Australians found at the luxury hotel in the Philippines alongside a Filipino relative say they are praying for answers and the truth in this horrific matter. The bodies were discovered with their hands and feet tied in a room at the Lake Hotel in Tagaytay, a resort city south of the nation's capital. The victims were Sydney man David James Fisk, 57, his partner Losita Barquin Cortez, 55, a Filipino-born Australian citizen, and a young relative of Cortez. Tagaytay Police Chief Charles Davin said the motive for the killings was not known and some valuables, including the victims' phones, had not been taken. Investigators were interviewing witnesses and examining security cameras. Footage showed a man wearing a mask and a hoodie and carrying a sling bag walking out of the victim's room a few hours before the bodies were discovered. Fisk had two daughters, performer Lucinda and teacher Brittany, both age 27. In a statement written on behalf of the family, Lucinda said they were heartbroken. The couple had flown from Sydney to Bali for a holiday and then went to Philippines on Monday to visit Cortez's two children and decided to take a short break in Tagaytay before returning to Australia, a relative of the woman said. A sad tragedy, and of course, anytime something like this happens, it's really, really sad for the families, of course, and also for anyone that travels to any different country. For me personally, whenever I see some kind of airplane incident, some kind of incident involving travelers or people on vacation, it just hits a little different because I can, in a small way, relate. So may they rest in peace. Moving on to our next story. Pauline Canada, one of the 5 accused associates of religious leader Apollo Kubuloy, was arrested in Davao City on Thursday, July 11th, and the arrest came after the Department of Interior and local government announced rewards for anyone who could provide information on the whereabouts of Kubuloy and the other 5 fugitives. I think it was 10 million pesos for Kubuloy himself, and I'm not really sure, but I think 1 million for any of his accused as well. So I guess whoever gave some info on her maybe got 1 million pesos. Next, we have a crazy story of a man stealing a police car. 3 people are no longer living and 5 injured, including a police officer, after a man drove off with a police patrol car and plowed into pedestrians into Morong, Rizal on Thursday morning, local police said. Next up, the Court of Appeals has ordered the freezing of assets of suspended Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo amid allegations of her links to illegal Philippines offshore gaming operations, POGO. Senator Sherwin said on Thursday. In a statement, the CA granted the petition of the Anti-Money Laundering Council that seeks freeze the assets of several individuals, including Guo and her alleged business partners. The order covers bank accounts, properties, and other personal assets of the said individual. Reportedly, Guo has around 28 billion in her bank accounts, while she also owns farmlands. Bruh, 28 billion pesos? What are you doing? Yeah, that money did not come from somewhere proper. I hate to speculate or speculate. I hate to speculate, but ain't no mayor of a Philippines town got 28 billion pesos hanging around their farmland without their bank account without a proper money trail, right? Either her family has left it, some sort of, I don't know. But just, there's a lot of money, right? It's like $500 million, right? Yeah, 5 times 5, 25. That's over $500 million. Yeah, where'd she get that money, huh? Where'd she get it from? In some travel news, a Cebu Pacific plane that did not have any passengers nor crew on board swerved into the grassy portion of the Ninoy Aquino International Airport 3 on Friday morning, causing some flights to be delayed. So yeah, the footage you're seeing is just the aftermath when they actually pulled the plane out of the grassy area. It just kind of sounds funny, like imagining a plane just veering off into the grass. Next, another sad story. A student passes away after punishment exercise. Maritime Cadet Vince Andrew de los Reyes, a 19-year-old maritime student from the academy, Calamba City, Laguna, has passed away after doing an intensive physical punishment received from a senior officer. Reyes was punished as he accidentally sent a thumbs up in their messaging group chat. Police said he collapsed while doing a physical exercise. This poor dude sent like a thumbs up, and I guess the senior guy made him do some crazy exercises and passed away. I send crazy messages my voice just cracked. I send crazy messages all the time. I call random people. I call, Palm, say hello. Yesterday's story involved a bus and a pickup truck crash that was really, really bad. In this story, we have a tanker truck that slams into a carinderia. A carinderia is like a little restaurant, basically a roadside restaurant where people sell homemade food. A tanker truck transporting ethanol fuel slammed into a carinderia by the side of the road in Cebu around 3 a.m. on Friday morning. Nobody, however, was injured in the incident. The driver said that this happened because he was tired. And now you might be wondering, how much does it actually cost if I wanted to just pay some money and buy illegally, of course, a Philippines passport, driver's license, and a birth certificate? Apparently, it only costs $300,000 for Chinese nationals to illegally obtain a valid Philippines birth certificate, passport, and driver's license. The Senator Sherwin Gatchalian disclosed the matter to reporters on Friday, saying that the information came from his sources within the Chinese community. Gatchalian's revelation came after the National Bureau of Investigation disclosed that it uncovered close to 200 falsified birth certificates issued to Chinese nationals in 2018 to 2019 in Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur. According to the senator, the NBI's disclosure is very concerning, which may indicate that there is syndicate actively lobbying for these issuance of valid Philippines documents to Chinese nationals specifically. I have to assume there might be other nationalities as well, but I don't know. The point is, somebody's buying legit documents, and of course they're not naturally Filipinos, but this passport, driver's license, and birth certificate obviously allows you to do whatever pretty much you want as far as business and everything else, and doing any kind of transaction in the Philippines, buying homes, and like becoming a mayor of a town, maybe, allegedly. Oh yeah, and 300,000, in case you don't want to do the math, just over 5,000 USD. So not that much money. That opens up a whole bunch of opportunities for you. By the way, no more visa runs, right? You can stay as long as you want. You can buy property in your own name, and a whole bunch of other stuff is definitely worth the 5,000. Don't do it. I'm just saying. The conversion is only 5,000. And now for a segment, Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments on a previous video. And somebody said, dude, you got an arm growing out of your head. You need a doctor. Do I have an arm growing out of my head? Oh, it's dancing today. Okay, so whoever knows me and knows my channel, my main channel, that's actually Palm there. She joined me here for some travels. Naked and not responding. Sounds like an accurate description of my former Panay wife. Okay, so I guess his ex-wife was naked and unresponsive in bed. All right, cool. And now for the two comments that I told you guys about that might be informative or interesting for you guys. Someone says, a 61-year-old man is your main story. The two Aussies and Pinoy didn't make the cut. So this was in reference to yesterday's video, how I didn't mention today's main story actually on yesterday's video. If you don't know, it takes about 12 to 16 hours between when I actually make the video and release it. And the news broke after I made the video. So of course I have to, throughout the day, go out and look for the stories through news sources, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, all these things. And making these videos, although I make it seem easy, takes quite a bit of time, 2 to 3 hours to edit, to find an overlay, to find the stories, to, cut it and make sure that it's actually enjoyable and consumable for you guys. Plus the time difference, I gotta sleep, right? So there's a big chunk of time between, and that's why I did not cover the story, in case any of you guys are wondering. And also, this is not like a live news channel where I have the resources to be reading off up to the minute news. So if you guys really need that, I highly recommend checking out maybe Twitter or some actual live news channels. Might be better for you guys. So that's the reason why I'm a little bit late on some of these news. I try to do my best, but I still got a main channel I actually operate and run with almost 150,000 subscribers on that one. So it's just me doing all this work. So hope you guys can forgive me for the delay. And the second comment that I think you might find helpful and informative, someone says, is YouTube responsible for the annoying cover up of certain words in your videos, or are you the one who bleeps out certain words? I actually missed part of the story when this happens. Yeah, so in case you don't know why this is happening obviously if you watch the videos, some of the words I use might be a little weird, or there's beeping, or I cross some of the stuff. Actually, the YouTube guidelines, like the Partners Program and the community guidelines, are very strict when it comes to this kind of stuff. There's certain things I can't mention, certain words, certain like actual topics. If it's about violence, harassment, a lot of adult content, anything they deem to be inappropriate, which is a lot of things, unfortunately. And when that happens, two things that happen. Number one, they restrict the video, which means that not a lot of people will be able to see the video because YouTube deems it as not suitable for everybody. That's number one. And number two, it gets demonetized or limited, meaning that I don't make any money off the video ads or anything like that. So two main reasons. No point in me doing all this if only 100 people are going to see the video. Usually about 90% of the views goes down when the video gets restricted. So that's why sometimes I have to bleep out certain words or just mute myself. So I'm sorry about that as well. But at least you have a little bit of information now in the background as to why that happens. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And also, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with the footage of a video of a monitor lizard. These things are like all over Thailand, mainly in tropical countries as well. I've seen these in real life. I don't know if I should be scared or interested, but I thought kind of cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Monitor lizard flounders to get back home. This monitor lizard is struggling hard to get back into the water by trying to sift under each fence. However, each of them is too small, making it fail several times along the way. And manages to successfully get into the water safely.
I call her sometimes randomly from my pocket, and yeah, it's a sad story, so I don't know how else to move on. Okay, promise over. I'm not even gonna use that probably, so.
Did you sing it?
No.